The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
From Hollywood, California, by way of the Broken Skull Ranch, this is the Steve Austin Show.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Now, here's Steve Austin.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Steve Austin Show. I am coming to you from the Broken Skull Ranch down here in Tilden, Texas. Came down here for a couple of days on my days off from Broken Skull Challenge, which we are filming right out there in Agua Dulce, California. And I tell you what, man, we've been working on top of a mountain in a desert for about 3 weeks. We got about 4 or 5 more weeks of filming left, and it's been hotter than blazes out there. So I tell you what, when it came down here to the Broken Skull Ranch in July and August, those are the hottest months down here. And I always kind of think, man, I've been in the marina. I done turned into a weather sissy. When I go down into South Texas, that heat is going to punch me in the mouth. Well, not this time. It's a little humid. It's a little muggy because we've had so much rain down here. But as far as the heat goes, man, I've been working in a sandblaster. So each morning when I get up and I work out outside there by my trailer on the set of Broken Skull Challenge, as the way the canopy is set up on my little gym out there, on my setup, the sun comes up. And, man, if you don't get your workout in by 7:30, it's like that sun. Remember how you used to get a magnifying glass and use the sun to fry ants when they're crawling around on the sidewalk? That's what it feels like when you're working out at the Broken Skull Challenge when the sun comes up. So you got to get your swell on early in the morning. And I usually get up out of bed about 5:30 every morning, get my little cardio on, and go get my swell. But that being said, with being out there working at the Broken Skull Challenge, getting that workout is one thing, but being on top of a mountain in the desert all day long, putting these contestants through these challenges, the heat out here in South Texas, it ain't nothing but a thing like a chicken wing on a shoestring. So I've been able to really enjoy myself out here. I'm used to the heat. I'm fixing to get my workout in. It's hotter than hell outside, but everything out here is very, very green because of all the rain we've gotten, and it's hot and muggy. Now, there's been a couple of mosquitoes. I'll tell you one thing, I miss my old Kawasaki Mule. I take that thing riding every single time I get through with work out there in Agua Dulce, and I take a little lap on that thing, and I've gotten really used to it and the way it handles and the way it drives. So I'm looking forward to getting that thing down here at the ranch when I get through filming on it. And that being said, man, I've been having some killer workouts out here. I got up, let me see, what did I do yesterday? Man, I was pulling close to 405 on a deadlift, which ain't a whole lot of weight for a lot of people who've been training for any amount of time. But I just recently started squatting seriously again, the first time in about 15 years. And I recently just started deadlifting, halfway seriously for the first time really ever. So I had a good back workout this morning. I'm fixing to get shoulders on. As soon as I finish to open this podcast, go out there and get my swell on, shoulders and traps. And then I'm going to get guns tomorrow. I'm heading back down there to Edna, Texas to visit my mother and father and my brothers and my sisters. We're having a little get-together down there in South Texas. And I was down there today. Kristen and I went down there, and I didn't have anything to do for my podcast. And I'd been meaning to talk to my brother Kevin. My brother Kevin is 10 months younger than me. And he's probably the biggest hellraiser out of all the Williams boys in our family. And that's a hell of a task because my older brother Scott was held back in his younger days. I was always pretty mild back in the old days, and then I kind of turned it up when I got in the business of pro wrestling. But Kevin, man, that dude was crazy. And so I got a chance to visit with my brother. And my other brother Jeff is down from Kodiak, Alaska. So because I didn't have a podcast, I said, let me come over and we'll just shoot the breeze. And my brother Kevin said, man, I get nervous around cameras and recording devices. I said, man, I'll just ask you some questions. I said, I do a show for the working man, by the working man. We'll just talk about you being in the Coast Guard and all the jobs you've done. And he said, okay, man. And here's the thing. So I go over to my brother's house and Kevin's house, and he lives right off the highway there. And my brother Jeff, who's a carpenter, is helping him. They're tearing down a building in his backyard. And the city dump is closed today, so they got all this boards and scraps and stuff like that in front of his house. And so they stopped mid-job, and we went into Kevin's little bar. It's called the Bullpen, and it's just this little place. You'll hear about how it came to be on the podcast. So I'm just sitting there on an open mic. I got my Zoom recorder laid on the table, and I didn't use my microphones, because there was three of us and only had two microphones. I don't want to pass the microphone back and forward. So I just laid my Zoom recorder on. It might be a little echo in there because I didn't have a filter on my mic, but once again, hope you'll deal with it. This was a conversation with me and my brothers. Now, here's the thing. Kevin probably cusses as much or more than I do, and I'm used to doing a family-friendly show, and he's not used to talking without using four-letter words. Of course, when he's around kids and people like that, he doesn't cuss at all. I mean, he's a class act, but, you know, he's a hell-raising guy. So there'll be a couple of words that will fly during this podcast. You know, we'll say damn, hell, ass, or something like that. There might be a bullet in there. I just want to give you straight up on the open so you can push the stop button now. There's no F-bombs. There's nothing like that, but you'll hear a couple of salt and pepper words on this podcast. So I would tell you to hit the stop button if that's going to offend you, because this is a family-friendly show, and I still consider it family-friendly. But we do drop a couple of just regular four-letter words just in the course of a conversation. Nothing is gratuitous. Nothing is forced. It's just me sitting there talking with my brothers and trying to have a little bit of a conversation. I'm going back down to Edna tomorrow, and I already told Kevin, I said, hey, man, let's do another podcast, but I want you to tell some of your infomercial stories that you used to do on the telephone. And so you can use all the language that you want. And back in the day, my brother was he was famous for getting a couple beers in him, and he'd call these dang 1-800 infomercial numbers and ask some of the craziest damn questions that you ever heard of. So I'm going to turn him loose when I go down there tomorrow to visit my folks, and when Kristen and them go down and hang out a little bit, I'm going to corner my brother, and he's going to share some of them stories. But anyway, the podcast you're going to hear is just me, Kevin, and Jeff sitting in the bullpen, shooting the breeze, trying to keep it about as family-friendly as we can. And if you remember way back in the day, Jeff was on the podcast sometime around January playing his guitar and doing stuff like that. And he didn't play his guitar on this thing. It's just us kind of shooting the breeze about my brother Kevin coming up and all that stuff. But, hey, man, I'm having a blast down here at the Broken Skull Ranch. We're going to be down here another couple of days, and then we're going to go back down to Edna tomorrow. And then we're going to come back here and clean this place up. And then I'm going to head back to Los Angeles because I got about another couple days off where I finally need to cool my jets and take a little bit of a break between the break and filming sessions. We got about 7 days off so I can kind of get out of that sandblaster, get out of those UVA and UVB rays. And I'll tell you what, man, the grass out here at the Broken Skull Ranch in South Texas is waist high. And we've been trying to mow all that damn grass down, but it's so thick. Ted's been out there mowing in first and second gear and busted out the back window when he hit a rock with that shredder. So we're kind of down on the mower right now. We got to get that thing repaired for safety reasons. But other than that, everything is going good out here. I've never seen more water on this property than I've seen right now on this trip. Every single tank, pond, whatever you want to call it, is overflowing with water. They're full to the brim. You can't put no more water in these things. So we're in a good place, and everything's greener than hell. It's fun to be out here. It's a little bit frustrating because the grass is so tall. I've been so busy, it's hard to get down here and mow. But as soon as I stop rolling cameras on the Broken Skull Challenge, I got to go down to San Diego for 2 days of work on August 8th and 9th. And when I get done with that, I'm going to haul ass back down here to the ranch, and I'm going to get on my damn Komodo tractor, as Stacy would call it, with my 15-foot batwing shredder, and I am going to mow this place for 2 solid weeks. However long it takes me to get all this grass down, it might take me 3 weeks. That's how much grass there is, and that's how thick it is. And I'm going to mow this place and get it looking like a park again, because right now it looks so damn rough. It is ugly, but it is green. Anyway, the podcast I have for you today is me shooting the breeze with my brother. He's nervous about being on the show, and I'm just trying to get him to loosen up and shoot the breeze. I think you'll enjoy it. You might not, but I think you will. But before we get started, I just want to say I'm going to start releasing some of the badass T-shirts I'm wearing this year on Broken Skull Challenge. I'm going to release those on BrokenSkullRanch.com. and at ProWrestlingTees.com/Steve Austin. And again, thanks to Ryan and all the gang at Pro Wrestling Tees for cranking out all these shirts on such a quick turnaround time for filming Broken Skull Challenge. I think you'll dig some of the new designs, and they'll be coming up real quick.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
All right, check it out. I'm sitting over here at my brother's house, Kevin Williams, over in Edna, Texas. And my brother Jeff Williams, who y'all heard him play the guitar. Oh, man, what was that, back in the Christmas days?
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. Man, that was a good show. We did like 2 shows, didn't we?
Yeah.
I got a lot of feedback off those shows, and I was over here talking to Dad, because we're down here visiting Mom and Dad. Chris and I came down to the ranch just to get a little work done and see the family and everything. And he said, you done wrote some new songs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I told Dad, I said, when's that lazy ass? And I got to watch my language because it's a family-friendly show. When you going to trademark them damn songs so you can sell them or copyright them or do something with them?
I got to figure out. I'm working on it, man.
It's the same kind of stuff he's been telling me for I don't know how many years.
I know.
I think the last time you dropped a couple of those secret songs, though, because you didn't want to get them out because you was worried someone was going to jack them because you didn't have them trademarked. But anyway, you need to get your ass busy. Yeah, here's the thing. See, my brother, here's what's happening. I'm sitting at a table. It's 6 feet long. It's about 3 foot wide. It's like a dinner table. But the setting we're at, we're at my brother Kevin's house, and this is what he calls the bullpen. And this is his bar. And there's Pearl beer, there's light beer, there's Lone Star stuff all over the walls, neon clocks, license plates. It's like a great atmosphere. And every now and then, when he lights it up on a Saturday or Sunday when he ain't working, some of the buddies will come over here and this kind of beer joint. Now, here's the thing about my brother Kevin. Kevin's probably the craziest out of all the Williams brothers that there is. Well, don't get me wrong, Jeff kind of crazy too. Borderline stupid on some of the decisions he made. And me, real stupid. But Kevin's probably the craziest. I called him the other day. I said, hey, man, I'm going to be down there checking out Mom and Dad. I said, man, because I'm kind of on the run, I've been doing my show, Broken Skull Challenge. I wanted to get my podcast. This is why I knew you was in town, Jeff. And he goes, man, I don't know. She goes, I get nervous when the cameras start rolling and recorders start going. I said, man, be easy. I said, me and Jeff just roll one. So Kevin's over there like nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chair. Kevin, a long time ago, there was we used to always watch the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
See, because I'm 50, and Kevin is 10 months younger than me. And you're 45?
Yeah.
Man, it seemed like you should be older than younger than 45. Remember, Kevin, when they was born?
Yeah.
We were just, man, that was such a long time ago. It seemed like you should be 35.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're 45. You damn near older than dirt. You're almost older than Kevin and me. So anyway, Kevin over here, quiet as a church mouse. You ain't going to climb up. But anyway, going back to the Brady Bunch. Remember, Cindy Brady was on that show. And the red light on that camera came on.
Oh, yeah.
And she knew all the answers as she goes up. I can't have you freezing up on me right now.
No, I ain't going to do that. Yeah.
We need you. Hey, man, tell me about the bullpen here, because this is your bar. You bought this house, what?
Yeah, 7 years ago.
7 years ago? Now, was this part of the place we're sitting at, was this always this room, or was it a garage and you converted it into the bar?
Yeah, this was a garage, 2-car garage, and then Jeff came down and he built this entire place for me. He did all this stuff in here. He did the carport. He added the bathroom, and he did every bit of work in here.
And that's the thing. When Jeff puts in the bathroom, he put that commode in there. You got to flush that thing real gently. It'll fall off the ground.
yeah, sure enough. Don't guarantee my work.
Yeah, if someone forgot to tell you, you got to bolt that thing to the floor.
It's hard to find good help.
I caught a little bit of a bug one time. I'd sit on that thing when Katie walking sideways. We had a real big problem. But here's the thing. We're all in town visiting, and every time Jeff comes in, because my brother Jeff is a carpenter. He lives in Kodiak, Alaska. So every time he comes down, and you work at security now.
Yes.
Because my brother Kevin was in the Coast Guard, what, 25 years?
26 years.
26 years. You ain't going to get hot about it.
Every now and then.
You ain't got to brag about it either. 26 years in the Coast Guard. But every time Jeff comes into town, you get his ass over here building and tearing stuff up.
Yeah.
Y'all got a construction thing going on here. Kevin had a big old, what'd you have, a big wooden shed?
Yes.
Y'all tore it down, you'll get a new Morgan building?
We're going to get something. I haven't decided yet.
Well, here's the thing. We rolled into town. I called Kevin. I said, man, I'm coming over to do a podcast. I said, I can't remember where you live. He said, hey, man, just hang a left on 59. It's right there not too far from McDonald's. And, man, as soon as I drove by, I saw trash everywhere. Because the city dump is closed today. So all that big building back there sawing in half was piled up in front of the house.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw white trash, I knew it was at the Williams house.
Yeah, it's kind of hurting our progress. We can't take it to the dump till tomorrow. Yeah.
I know, so y'all got trash everywhere.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? You gonna put your little storage building back here?
Yeah, gonna get probably 8 by 12 or a 10 by 12.
Dude, here's the thing, man. I think in my backyard I got a 6 by 8 or something like that. And now every time I go to Home Depot and I see that Big Mac Daddy, I wish I'd have got that one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the biggest damn thing you can get back here. Cause you'll regret it if you don't.
That's what I want, but we're also replacing 18 windows, doing a big remodel job. So I'm on a budget. I'm on a Coast Guard retirement
We
budget.
just ordered all new windows for his house the other day. Energy efficient. They're supposed to be here in another week. So
Did you get him dialed in on what kind of windows to buy?
oh yeah. We sent him
We all got Home Depot in Victoria.
Yeah.
Home Depot.
So when y'all gonna install the windows?
Since they
So
get
they
here.
come in. They had to order them.
Yeah, ordered them a week ago, special order.
Yeah, a special order size that fits the hole and everything.
Well, when y'all get them things up, I've always been one for interior decorating. I kind of took after mine, so I'll come over and hang some draperies for you.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, we got some new carts. Now we actually hired a painter too, so repaint the entire outside of the house as soon as Jeff's done installing
What
the
color you
windows.
gonna paint it? Turquoise?
We haven't decided on that yet either. But we just don't like the color we have now, so
What
we're gonna
color?
change it.
I didn't notice when I drove up
Oh,
on
some type of green crap that Mary picked up.
Everybody noticed the damn thing.
You gonna get your big W paint on the side of it?
Couple of them, yeah. Whoa.
And look for the house with the W on it.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem I had being on your podcast today is that you got me on the family-friendly show, and that's not so easy for me and you and Jeff to do together.
I know that's the thing because I cuss a lot, but Kevin is almost dependent on 4-letter words.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, he would just say yes or no.
That's true.
But he's one of the most eloquent cussers that I know. And y'all know if I'm talking about somebody who can cuss good and I'm saying that he's a good cusser, that just means he's probably one of the best in the world. He right up there with Richard Pryor and George Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
But see, so now he's hamstrung. It's almost like he got an injury to his vocal cords.
That's it. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
That's like when I was on yours in January. I thought it was the other version. It turned out to be the family friend. So me and you were throwing some F-bombs and stuff out.
Yeah.
You know, and they had to do a little bit of editing
We
on
did,
us.
we did a little bit of editing, turn them inside out, and I don't know if we bleeped a couple of them out, but it's always going according to what show we got going on. And since today's Monday, I got to turn the show in, so we got to drive back to the ranch. I got to send it over to Stacy over at Beverly Hills 90210 and let her put the damn thing together. Hey, Kevin, tell me something. Come over here and talk to you a little bit about the damn Coast Guard. Because coming up in, when we was growing up as kids, you was always one of the most hell-raising kids there was. And you and me got a lot of trouble together.
Oh, yeah.
But then I went my way down that athletic road, and you went down that party road. You and your damn friends out there drinking beer. Mm-hmm. And I was always yelling out the window, y'all shut up, because I was trying to get a football scholarship. Yelling that 6th grade guys out there drinking beer, raising hell, underage. And I was yelling at them, shut up. But anyway, so man, I tell you what, you was raising hell, and I was like, man, what's this kid going to do with his life? And then, so how did you decide to just up and join the Coast Guard? Because that turned out to be one of the best moves you could make.
Yeah.
You made 26 years, and highly respected guy when you come out. So what made you pick the Coast Guard versus anything else?
Well, I tell you, from about kindergarten, I wanted to do nothing but join the Army. From kindergarten all the way through high school, I wanted nothing to do but to join the Army infantry.
Right.
Because I like to fight. So anyways, I was a junior in high school. The company I was working for during summertime just went out of business. So I didn't have a summer job. Well, I had a car payment coming up.
Right.
So anyways.
Were you driving a brown Nova?
Yeah.
Grand Prix?
Yeah, Grand Prix.
Okay.
And all the recruiters, all the recruiters came to town, the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. So anyways, I was talking to the Army guy. So I want to go to boot camp this summer between my junior and senior year. He said, I can't do that. You have to graduate first. And that Coast Guard guy heard me. He said, hey, man, I can send you to boot camp right now. I never even considered the Coast Guard until he told me that. I needed the cash. So it turns out to be the best decision I could have made, you know. And I first came in, I said, I'll do 4 years to get on out. Well, hell, 26 years later, I'm retiring, So,
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you retired, you didn't want to retire. It was mandatory retirement because you've been a song, wasn't it?
No, I could have gone 4 more years. The only reason I retired, because my wife got offered a school teacher job in our hometown, and they're hard to come by because our town is so small, and this is where I wanted to retire at.
In Edna.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I retired at that time. But I'm glad I did. I got a great job now, and I love being back in Edna, Texas.
But see, that's the thing about it. See, I didn't know if I could let the cat out of the bag that the brother of a global icon and a national treasure lives in Edna, Texas. And there's a big W painted on the side of his house. And if you drive by and there's a bunch of trash in front, that's my brother's house. Stop by and tell him and his wife hello and have a beer. He's always got a cold one on hand.
Yeah, if you got a big trailer, stop by now. We got a lot of trash out here that needs to get hauled off.
Hey, so tell me about the boot camp. Was it tough? How was it? Or basic training? What do you call it?
Yeah, it was boot camp. Yeah.
Because, dude, I remember you was going to run track for a little bit, and you did. But then you started drinking beer.
Oh, yeah.
And this is not an official record, but Guinness was looking for you. That you'll see, I think you was the youngest kid to drink like 6 million beers in high school career. So how did you do in boot camp? Because you liked your damn beer, and you wasn't really into fitness that much. How was boot camp? Was it easy?
I mean, I was only 17 years old when I went, so I assume they started me out slow, but I made it. It was more tough, just mental wise, taking all these tests and memorizing so many different things. But the physical part was the easy part.
Well, tell me about that, because you never was much of a student. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. We're all brothers, but you didn't like school.
No, every day when we come home to homework, you'd study enough to try to make 100. I'd study enough. I can make a 70. I'll stop studying right now. So that's about how that was. So, I knew if I studied about another hour, I could get 100, but hey, I just wanted a 70. I just needed to pass it. So, but I knew I was going to go to college, So,
okay, but then when you went to the Coast Guard, because you was on I visited you a couple times on 1 or 2 locations. And you was on a cutter.
Yeah, Sabine Pass, Texas.
Yeah, Sabine Pass. But what was because you ended up being a radio man, and then you ended up being something else.
It's called Operations Specialist.
You got hot about it, man. I don't know technical stuff. Yeah, straight up. Hey, you looking at it? Like did you know what he was?
Oh yeah.
It just does it the Coast Guard.
Chief.
Hey, Chief. Technician Specialist. Damn it.
Chief
I can say damn it on the family. Kevin, I'm gonna throw you a bone. You can say damn it on the family friendly show.
Oh, right on.
Okay, now you're gonna start talking like Einstein. So when you went in, what did you you went in as what? And you worked up to.
Yeah, went in as a seaman recruit, and then my final couple stations, I was a chief petty officer.
Yeah.
And that's the highest I tried to go.
Yeah.
And then that's where all the good jobs were for me anyways. The one notch up would have been like Washington, D.C. and stuff I didn't want. But now chief was the way to go in the Coast Guard. Chief or higher anyways for retirement.
I see that. That's the only similarity between the porn business and the Coast Guard is a seaman recruit. two entirely different men.
There you go. Well, now we had a guy on board our ship in Alaska. His last name was Staines. So when they called his name on the loudspeaker, Seaman Staines, we did it to the wardrobe.
Seaman Staines. This could have been the original script for Airplane.
Airplane.
What do you make of this? Wait a minute, hat or brooch? But tell me this: you somehow, some way, you ended up down there in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes.
Based on what boat?
No, I went on a boat in New Orleans. I was at the Federal Building downtown New Orleans. But
you got transferred out there right before Katrina hit.
Yeah, we moved out, I think 6 weeks before Katrina hit.
And that was going to be your second stint in Kodiak, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And matter of fact, I was supposed to be in New Orleans for 2 more years, but I got so bored with my job, I called the guy in Washington, D.C. and begged him to send me to Alaska. And I was lucky. There's one opening that nobody wanted, and that's what I wanted. So they moved me just like that.
But that was your second tour over in Kodiak. What did you like so much about Kodiak that you wanted to go back?
Just the fishing. The first time I was in Kodiak, I hadn't been in that long, didn't really have any money, and I was on a ship that was gone all the time. The first year I was there, my ship was gone 9 months at sea. I was only home for 3 months. And I loved the fishing over there, but I never had a chance to do any of it. So I told my wife I want to go back one final tour on land so I can go fishing every single day. And that's what I did for 3 years. There's probably not a day I didn't fish.
Yeah, but I know there's a couple times you told me when the times wasn't so good. Now, you ain't supposed to, but you was standing in them streams throwing them damn salmon on the banks because y'all needed something to eat.
Well, not the second tour. The first tour, I was so poor I couldn't afford any more lures, and I broke them all.
Right.
So I got a big old rock, started bashing salmon in the head, and I chucked them on the shore. That's a true story.
Man, got to eat.
That's it. Yeah. Now, I tell you, when I first moved to Kodiak, the first time, I'll tell you how poor I was. They moved me in temporary housing for 30 days. And then they said, all right, we have your house ready. It's time for you to move. Well, hell, I didn't have a vehicle. I went to the store and got a shopping basket, and that's how I moved to my new house. True story. I pushed that basket up and down 100 damn times. Yeah. So that's true story. I rode a bicycle to work. Right. In the snow from first year. You know, starting out in the military, you don't make much. You know, I think my first paycheck was $285 every 2 weeks. So that's why I stole the shopping cart.
I
borrowed it.
Let's just say you borrowed it for a lengthy period of time. Yeah. Hey, check it out. When you're in Kodiak and you're riding a bicycle back and forth to work, because I learned this when I met Kristen 11 years ago when I come to Marina Del Rey, Venice, California, Los Angeles. And, man, I tell you what, I ain't never seen so many bicycles with chains on them. If you didn't chain your bicycle up, it was gone. And then you get these rookies out there, they just chain up on the tires. If you just chain up your damn tire, they're going to take the damn hubs off, and your bike's going to be gone, and the tire will still be, chained to the post. Yeah. Did you have to chain the damn thing up way back in the day? Because there's probably honor system over there.
Well, I was the only idiot on a bicycle, so,
no. Don't be so hard on yourself. You were the smartest idiot in Kodiak.
But if you still want the one tire, you just got to pop a wheelie the whole way home.
Well, that's provided they steal the front tire, not the back.
Yeah.
You got to ride that front brake. Hey, man, one of your things that always impressed me, Kevin, was you always was a hard worker. I always did the show for the working man. So, man, like a lot of times, just to keep you out of trouble, or sometimes just keep you from drinking beer, or just because you wanted to make more money, man, you was washing cars, you were working at the rental-car place, you were delivering pizzas. What kind of jobs did you do on the side?
Oh, I flipped burgers at McDonald's, worked security all over, but the hardest job I ever had, and I did it twice, was working at McDonald's. God dang, I got all the respect in the world for them guys.
Tell me about working at McDonald's.
Well, my first day on the job, they said, you're going to be a cook. I didn't know anything about it. So they gave me a picture of every hamburger, exactly how to make it. So I started making it just like that. And some cook, I guess that's his lifelong dream, be a cook at McDonald's. He's been there about 20 years. He come took all my pictures away. He said, you're going to learn the hard way like I did. I said, bull, I'll fix quit. Give my pictures back. You're going to learn no hard way. But no, every single place I've been stationed at, I always had another job. At the earlier part of my years, just because I didn't make much money, and I was riding bulls, and that's for bull riding fees. Later part, when I was making decent money, I did it because I love going to Las Vegas, I love going to New Orleans, but I don't want to waste my real money. So I work my butt off for however long, and I go to Vegas and spend it. So it's not like my real money.
You get your play money.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can say ass off too. So you work your ass off. So I give you damn an ass.
All right. I guess that was good. That's going to go beat.
We got 4 white trash together around the damn table. Hey, let's talk about the rodeo stuff for a little bit, because that used to make me nervous, a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Well, you on a damn bull, and what possessed you to get out there and start riding the damn bulls? Because you started doing it when you was how old?
I guess my first one was 18 years old.
You're tall as I am. You're 6'1". Yeah, that's tall for a bull rider.
Oh, yeah, it is.
A lot of guys, and you still follow PBR and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's changed a lot. Those guys are training like a real athletes now.
Oh, yeah.
And so the sport's changed. But you're tall. My point is, for a bull rider. So what in the hell? Because, we used to always go to the prison rodeo in Huntsville, Texas, remember?
Yeah.
And you remember that, Jeff? Were you all there?
No, I never went to those.
Yes, you baby of the family. You probably back here crapping in a diaper or something. So you was at a prison rodeo. And so was that what turned you on to give you a hanger and get on the back of a bull?
And I think we started it whenever we used to work cows in Yoakum. Me and you and Scott would be up there working cows. And at the end of the day, Dad would let us get on a few calves, you know. And they beat the heck out of us. But it was a blast. And as I got older, I had some friends that were riding. And I said, man, I want to get on some bulls. So we went to Dad's house, and I said, hey, Dad, can we go load up that old Bremer bull we got? He said, man, that bull's going to kill y'all. So my dad didn't help me at all with bull riding career. He told me you might want to consider calf roping. Well, hell, I couldn't rope anything. So basically, I went and got some equipment, and I started entering up. And that's how I rode for 2 years, where I actually went to some schools and actually learned how to ride from the pros.
See, here's the thing. Way back in the day, we grew up always being in the cattle business. And everybody thinks, they think, oh, shoot, Steve, you were just a pro wrestler. Well, no, man. We used to be in the cattle business. My dad sold insurance for his main line of work, but he was always in the cattle business with his brother, our Uncle Norman. And then we'd be out there in Yoakum working cows. I remember we'd get out there and start mugging them cows. We'd be out there mugging them calves, they'd be tight in those little corrals. Put the thumb in the back of the mouth, grab that ear, twist them, and put a knee in that shoulder, hold on that front arm. And then damn things come whizzing by, the damn things kicking at you. And I remember me and Scott was coming up on the backside, and Scott. Scott was always trying to be a cowboy. He had hip cow, hip cow. Me and you were there. You were right there, right.
This ain't all quiet though. Hip cow, hip.
Me and Kevin was kind of shy and quiet. I was so damn shy. My sister used to call Dairy Queen to put my order in. So I went, and Scott was like, hip cow, yelling like everybody else wants to get them damn cows moving. And me and Kevin like, hey, I ain't saying nothing. Hey,
well, he was on a full-size horse. We was on Shetland ponies.
Yeah, my thinking was they moving in the right direction, so why yell at them?
Yeah.
They doing good.
I was trying to offer them encouragement. And then one of them broke off and went the wrong way, so I tried to I got knocked off my horse by a branch. I fell down and broke my damn arm. And so then we had to go in there and mug them calves. Mm-hmm. We had to work them calves for about 2 or 3 hours. I kept telling Dad, I said, Dad, I think my arm broke. Shut up, get in there and mug another calf. Anyway, we went home. We all had cow shit on us. I mean, been sweating all day. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's just the way it was. And I finally got home. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I think my arm's broke. She goes, what happened? Well, I got knocked off my horse. Well, we better take you in and get x-ray. Boy, when I come back with a cast on my arm. Dad figured, well, I should have listened to you. So what did you think when you started riding them bulls? I know one of your favorite movies, or one that you really like to watch, was 8 Seconds.
Yeah.
Story about Lane Frost. Mm-hmm. So what was your worst bull riding injury?
My worst one, I mean, I've been hurt a few times. Probably broken jaw, and that's probably the worst one. But I broke my tailbone. That didn't feel good. But broke some ribs, broke a leg, broke an arm. But I didn't have anything major, to knock me out of the game. I finally quit because of age. I couldn't stay on anymore.
Yeah. That sounds pretty major to me, man.
Yeah. I never had to have surgery.
I never thought you got hurt like that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't remember ever you talking about.
Well, Mom and Dad hated me riding bulls so much when they'd call, hey, we got whatever event, we got a wedding coming up, we got some type of deal, we want you to come. And I always had excuses. I can't come. I got to work that weekend. I stayed away from town for 8 weeks or so they wouldn't see that I was injured. So.
What was it doing when you broke your jaw? Because I can't imagine you acting like a deaf mute for.
That happened.
And then why are you shut?
It happened in Hitchcock, Texas. It was on a Wednesday night, and I remember the bull, 8 bull, a black Angus bull. And then I rode him for 8 seconds, but he was spinning in the corner. The bullfighters couldn't get him out of the spin. So my time was up. I was trying to bail off, so I undid my rope. And I tried to bail out the back end. As soon as I did, he smacked me right here. So I got a scar on one of the sides of my face running down. So that's where it came from.
That ain't from a big track too. That's from
He busted me right in the mouth, and I was down on the ground digging in the arena floor. My buddy Clayton jumped the fence. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm looking for my teeth." So,
they're in your mouth.
He told me, "Come on, man, get upstairs. Just get a beer. You'll be all right." That's what he told me.
Hey, so what did they do when they? Did you go to the doctor?
2 days later, anytime I got hurt, I always put it off, just thinking, just bruised up a little bit.
That's what I was thinking.
Your shit was all sideways.
Yeah.
I guess I better go to the doctor.
Kevin finally figured his jaw was broken. He'd say a sentence, and his jaw would move over here, ding. He'd push up like a typewriter.
And one time,
Did they wire the damn thing shut?
No, because it'd been a couple of days already, and whatever I did, it happened. I went to the hospital in Galveston, and I don't even remember the name of it, but I can't remember what all I did. This was 19 and whatever, early 80s or late 80s, but either way.
You got to figure your jaw's broken when you can make a pimento cheese sandwich, hold it 1 foot away from your mouth and eat it.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Jeff?
I said the doctor said the doctor figured his jaw was gonna heal by itself, but they just wired it just to keep his shut up and just to shut his ass up.
I think I remember that. I called him up and said, "Hey, Kevin," I was just on the telephone. I called him back, "Hey, Kevin, what's going on?" You should go make it down there. Mom and Dad this weekend. I think it's something that hit the juice too hard. Kevin, there's one time. Hey, you were there.
I was doing a monster truck show one time in Beaumont, Texas. Kevin was living in Beaumont.
Yeah.
So both y'all crazy bastards come to the monster truck show. And y'all was running across there because y'all been drinking beer all day. I couldn't drink because I was trying to maintain my professionalism. Which, I don't know, was it some girls or something come by and then y'all took off running and what y'all busted your ass?
No, yeah, Jeff had come back from the beer stand and we it'd been raining.
It was muddy as hell too.
Yeah.
It'd been raining.
But
for like 2
he
days.
busted his ass, fell backwards, and I was just laughing at him. He never spilled his beer, though, so you got to hand it to him. No, when those girls came in, when we got the promoter gave Jeff a four-wheeler and me a four-wheeler ATV to drive around in. Well, we met these good-looking Coors Light girls or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's across the arena. They said, hey, y'all give us a ride back. So one girl going back with Jeff, hanging on to him. Jeff's scooting along. And that girl said, hey, can I get on with you? I saw my wife cross the arena. I said, hell no, and I gassed her.
Threw mud on it.
She had to walk all the way back across.
All I remember is Jeff coming out muddier than hell. I'm like, what in the hell happened to you? I fell down. One of the times I've always been, back when I started professional wrestling, it was about 1990, and Kevin was one of my biggest supporters. And where were you living when you come to Dallas, Texas to watch me in the sportatorium?
I just moved from Alaska to Galveston, so I drove to Galveston.
Kevin drove from Galveston, Texas, all the way to Dallas just to see my dumb ass wrestle. And I was going to get my ass kicked on TV, so it wasn't like I was going to go see a superstar main event. And it was at the sportatorium in Dallas, Texas. And Kevin shows up, and we go in together. And I'm just a J-bro in the business. I barely get in, because I just think I just got smart enough that the business wasn't real. Mm-hmm. And that was like a heartbreaker to me. I thought pro wrestling was real.
Yeah.
Anyway, we walked in the sportatorium, and the sportatorium is one of the greatest buildings of all time. It smelled like piss, stale beer, hot dogs, popcorn, and sweat. And it was just hotter than hell. Old sorry ass asbestos white siding, metal roof, and there's just those wooden benches. But man, that place was an atmosphere like crazy. So anyway, we walk in. It was about 8 in the morning because I had to get there early. And we walked in, and man, they already had the popcorn cooking up. I think the show started at 10 a.m., the television taping. And the popcorn was being made. They already got the hot dogs on the roasters. And the guy, I walk in here with Kevin. Kevin walked right beside me. And the guy looks at us and goes, 2 beers? I'm thinking to myself, I'll fix the wrestling. Kevin in Mississippi goes, yep, I'll take it.
I'll take 2 right there.
Kevin started drinking beers. 8 in the morning, 2 beers at that. What did you think about Dallas Sportatorium back in the day?
Oh, man.
The first game in there, I mean, that had some good stuff.
Yeah, the first time I ever seen you wrestling, just walk into the Coliseum like that. I mean, that was great to me, And because I got to see you on TV for a short time when I was in Alaska. I guess the USWA was carried on some channel. So I got to see you wrestle just a couple times when you were just starting out. But that's the first time I saw you in person. And I love that place. I think we went there twice that weekend, and you also wrestled at the Oil Palace in Tyler, Texas.
Yeah. I made that road trip.
Mm-hmm.
I just had somebody reach out to me a few months ago on my email, question at SteveAustinShow.com. It was the Oil Palace back here in Tyler back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who I wrestled.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That was fun being on the road.
Yeah, I know in Dallas you wrestled P.Y. Chuhai because he busted out some belt and started whipping you with it. Yeah.
They was beating me with kendo sticks and leather belts, weightlifting belts. All the heels. I was a young white baby face, long blonde hair, kind of about halfway good looking 30 years ago. And he's a courtesy birth by Jeff. We ain't even drinking beer yet. Sorry. That's all right. Don't worry about it. It's just family friendly. That was family friendly birth. Do you think you could have enjoyed a life on the road in the form of pro wrestling because you was gone at sea for 9 months at a time? How was that?
Well, the thing about being at sea, you're straight laced. There's no beer or anything involved. But being on the road wrestling, man, I'd be at the bar at the end of the night. So no, it wouldn't have been good for me. But being on a ship was great for me because we'd be gone for so long, and we'd pull in every 2 weeks to a port call, for 2 nights, refuel.
Oh, tell me about the port calls. Was that wild and woolly, or was that just kind of laid back, go get you some beer, or whatever?
It's wild. It's crazy as it gets, man. It's wild as hell. So we'd pull into
Sailors of brandy, you're a fine girl.
Well, the places we pulled into, man, I was up in Alaska. We pulled into Dutch Harbor. World stuff is bar at the time was called the Elbow Room in Dutch Harbor because you got so many nationalities of fishermen. Dutch Harbor, middle down the Aleutian Chains.
Okay.
Yeah, middle of nowheres.
Okay, why is it toughest bar in the world?
You got your Samoans, you got all your Russians, you got fishermen from all over the world. That's where they gather. That's where they're dropping the king crabs off or whatever, all the fish they're catching. So you got all these nationalities there, and it was so wild back in the day. Playboy magazine said it was number one ranked toughest bar.
If Playboy says it, it's true.
Yeah, and that was back in the day.
How was it? Did you go looking for trouble, or just
no? The thing about that, and we'd go out there and have a good time, drink lots of beer, but we never looked for trouble in Nome. I mean, in Dutch Harbor, because
that was real trouble.
Yeah, we were short-haired guys. You know, we didn't have any money. Those fishermen came in; they had a ton of money. So
they was making the nuggets, so they was getting the women.
Yeah, right. That was it. And it was so wild back in them days. You had women from Austin and Houston flying up there to make a little money. And they had live bands from Austin playing up there in Dutch Harbor. So that's how wild it's not that way anymore now.
So when y'all go into port, how long did y'all stay there? Just long enough to grab fuel and then get out?
Maximum we stayed would be 3 days.
That was a pretty good stay.
Yeah. And then
y'all sleep back on the boat?
Yeah, and you sleep on the boat. Unless you got the money, you can get a hotel room.
Okay, now is that on a Coast Guard cutter?
Yes.
And tell me what a cutter does.
Okay, the cutter I was on was it's decommissioned now. It's retired, but it was a 213-foot medium endurance cutter, and we just patrolled the economic exclusive zone between United States and Russia to keep all the illegal fishermen from poaching into our waters. And that was one of our jobs, and our other job was search and rescue. There's going to be a boat taken on water, boat catch on fire, and you may get a call. You may be the nearest boat within 1,000 miles to go rescue them, and it's going to take you several days to get there, but that's the way it works up there.
Right,
you know, so you got a lot of area to cover. I can't remember how many millions of square miles it is, but that's all we do. We board every vessel there is, make sure they had all the gear that they needed.
Yeah.
We'd run warrants, checks on them.
Now I want to hear how nerve-wracking that is, because there's been a couple situations where you was holding a gun in your hand, and situations where y'all had people point guns at them, right?
Right. In Alaska, we didn't really come across that too much. That was just fishing and search and rescue. But on the law enforcement boat I was on in Sabine Pass,
right,
our job was search and rescue, but it was also drug enforcement. So yeah, we pulled guns on some drug runners also, and illegal shark fishermen on the Mexican border.
What were the illegal shark fishermen doing? Were they catching sharks out of season, or is there shark fishing season?
No, they come across our waters. They fish every single day. I just saw it on the news the other day. The Coast Guard busted some down there. It's just something they do. They come across, run these lines, and patrol across towards Port Isabel.
So what do you like better, the search and rescue stuff because you're trying to help a brother out, or just the enforcement of the laws of the sea as far as not fishing and all that stuff?
No, it was all good. I enjoyed the ship in Alaska just because it was so much bigger. You know, the boat Sabine Pass, I think we had like 18 people on board. It only stayed out for 4 or 5 days at a time. But I enjoyed the bigger boats and getting to see different areas. But the job was basically the same.
Hey, man, there's a couple of times you told me y'all was in some pretty rough seas. And, like, because of the ship was being tossed around so violently, you would actually get seasick even though you had sea legs. I mean, y'all get the hell beat out of you on some of them.
Right, yeah, up in Alaska. Fortunately, I never did get seasick. But, you know, I'd like to dip Copenhagen. But at sea, I might go through a can a week. That's how rough it is. When in real life, I go through a can a day. But in Alaska, now I had a seatbelt on my chair in my office because you get thrown out of your chair. But you've been 35-foot seas in the Bering Sea during wintertime. Summertime's not bad at all. But wintertime, that Bering Sea is brutal.
Man, I thought about buying a boat living out there in Marina Del Rey. And I got a buddy. He got a 60-foot boat. We go back and forth to Catalina Island. And I did all my research and stuff like that. And then I started thinking, man, I'm messing out there with the Pacific Ocean. That's my stupid ass. I've been riding around with Dad out there in Puerto Cana for 30, 40 years. And Dad knows them bays like the back of his hand. He knows all of them. Going to Mexico. I'm like, man, I think I need to keep off a dumbass boat. And I said, I'll just keep riding with my partner Norm and let him do all the driving and worry about it. Because man, you get some people out there and they get their little bitty damn boats. And then the damn ocean gets rough out there.
Oh, yeah.
Last thing you need is for a global icon of national treasure to be out there floating around a life jacket and a boat capsize. Wait for the damn Coast Guard to come rescue me.
When he's retired. You're counting your brother on
the
that.
Coast Guard is right there at the end of Marina Del Rey. I used to live in apartments right by the Coast Guard on Fiji Way. And I was going to stop by there the other day. You think they'd let me go on there and say hello to them guys?
Oh, yeah.
I say, hey, man, my brother used to be in the Coast Guard and drop by and pay him a visit.
Oh, they'd love it, man. Yeah, they really like it.
Well, I'm going to check them out. Hey, I'll come right back. I'm going to queue up old Jeffrey over here and ask him a couple of questions. This is William's brother sitting over here at 316 Gimmick Street in Edna, Texas. That's right, 316 Gimmick Street travels with me wherever I go. Right now, it's the house with the W in front of it and a bunch of trash. I'm coming right back with Jeff and Kevin.
The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show. The Steve Austin Show.
All right, we're rolling sound again here, sitting in my damn brother's. Damn ceiling fan's going. It's hotter than hell. Kevin had the window unit air conditioning going. We had to shut it down for the sound quality because y'all know me, nothing but the best. This award-winning podcast ain't never won a damn award for nothing. It's a one-man cluster muck, and I take it with me wherever I go. I got to cue up Jeff over here, sitting over here on my right side. You know, old sunbuck been living in Kodiak for god dang, how long now?
4 years.
Now, you end up in Kodiak, and you're a carpenter by trade, and you've been writing a bunch of badass songs. You sung a bunch of them on the show one at a time. We got to get together, hopefully, before I leave, and you can sing a couple more. Well, man, how long you going to be in Kodiak? You need to get your ass back to Texas, because I got to imagine you like Texas better than Kodiak. That's just me. You tell me.
Oh, yeah. Definitely like Texas better.
Okay, when you coming back?
Yeah.
He ain't leaving.
More complicated than that.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
You got your black Ford F-150 out there. What you driving around when you get up to Alaska?
I got a 1995 Toyota T100.
T100. Would you like a T100 or the F-150 better?
There's no comparison. F-150.
Okay, well, tell me. There is a comparison because they're both trucks. Why you like the F-150 better than the 100?
And these two particular trucks, you know, I just got the just a little single cab for the Toyota.
Right.
You know, you got a lot more room. Plus, I got my little girl. So the F-150, man, you know, you got 4 doors on that thing. You know, you got a lot more room, a lot more comfortable to drive. It's a bigger truck, man. You know, that little Toyota. Even though the T100s are bigger than the old little Toyotas like we see.
Yeah, back in the day,
yeah,
big trucks.
A T100 is what a Tundra is today.
Right.
You know, a Tundra is a big truck.
So what kind of job you doing? Trim carpenters or what are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing remodel work, building some decks, remodeling, a little bit of roofing. They do it all up there, man. One thing about up there is there is no cheap manual labor like down here in Texas. Out here, you can hire a crew to do your roofing job or concrete work for next to nothing. Over in Kodiak, you know, if you're the contractor, you do it all. I mean, I've been on jobs pouring concrete, and we're doing roofing jobs. You know, stuff that I really don't enjoy doing as much as my kind of forte is cabinetry and trim work is what I enjoy doing. So up there, you kind of have to do it all.
So are you trying to between your jobs and you're staying busy? Are you getting any chance to go out and do the fishing that Kevin was talking about? Do you do anything like that? Because you grew up hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
You spent as much time on the boat with Dad as I did.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do any fishing up there? You got away from it?
I've done a little bit, but a little bit of halibut fishing out on a boat. But I haven't done any of the salmon river fishing. I just can't. Maybe if I went out and did it, I might enjoy it. But I just, my kind of fishing, like I said, we grew up here, and I'd rather go out in an open air boat with a beer in your hand. Hitting the back bays is, fishing up there is a lot of work.
Right.
Because you're hauling, you got to be covered. You got a covered boat. You got all your fishing gear on, your waterproof stuff, and all that stuff. Man, it's just.
What are you doing in your downtime? You got a little girl. I know she takes a lot of energy. What are you doing in your downtime when you ain't working up there? Because Kevin, when you're in Kodiak, and for part of the time the sun stays up 24/7, and then it's dark for 24/7. How's that work?
Well, it's in the northern part.
It's not really 24/7. You might have, like this time of year, maybe 4 hours of almost darkness. Between like 12:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. But hell, even though it doesn't get dark, that don't mean we're out doing stuff. That's what people used to tell me. Well, do y'all work all night since the sun? Hell no, you quit 5 or 6 o'clock every day. Just because the sun's out don't mean you're out doing something. It's 10 o'clock, man. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, getting ready to go to bed.
When you was in Galveston for a while, you was hanging with a band, playing in a band, and doing your thing. Have you found anybody to hook up and play with over there as far as music goes, or band?
Not really.
Is there a bar scene up there? Is there much place to play? I mean, because you do one man show.
Yeah. There are some bars, but I haven't gotten out and tried to get into
I
gigs
guess you
or
probably
anything.
would imagine when you want to do that, you got your kid, your girl,
Yeah.
you're trying to work all them hours, so probably ain't got time for it.
Yeah, and weekends. I mean, and plus I work a lot of weekends too. We work probably at least 2 or 3 Saturdays a month. So I ain't got a whole lot of downtime. And if I do have a little downtime, I'm writing songs. So
you need to get them damn songs copyrighted. What you need to do, I was talking with Dad right before I come over here. I said, man, I tell you what, he came on the podcast. I had you saw those emails I sent you?
Oh, yeah.
I had 100 emails, people saying, man, I enjoy that music. Man, I enjoy that music. He needs to sell those songs. He needs to they say you need to record an album. You need to do something. Put the damn thing out. Kevin, I want to talk to you about that security guard job you're doing right now, down there at the damn park. How'd you fall into security? Because I know you was doing some back in the day in Alaska, and you was doing some search and rescue stuff, and then the stuff with the gun on the Coast Guard. But now you carrying what? On your job, you carrying what? 357?
No, I'm carrying the Glock 45 now.
Oh, you switched to a Glock.
Yeah.
Last time I talked to you, was carrying a wheel gun.
Yeah, that's when I first started. And
so what made you change?
well, we got a new boss out there, and he's a retired. What is he? Retired retired state trooper.
Yeah.
And so he took over, and he put a lot of money into us, and got us top of the line outfits. And we do a lot more than security because we have the authority. We write speeding tickets. We do arrest. We do a lot.
You got a radar gun in your car?
Yeah, I do. I sure do.
Oh, man.
And if I write you a ticket, then you go to the local justice peace here in Edna, and they give you a fine. We don't keep the money. Edna keeps the money. So.
All right, let me ask you a question. You out there, you're working at the damn park, and you pull a guy over, and you'll give him a speeding ticket. Now, there's so much of a lack of respect for the law these days. I'm not going to go on a political tirade, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
When I get pulled over by the police, and I have on many occasions, I take my hat off, I take my sunglasses off, put them on the dashboard, I put my hands at 11 and 1 o'clock on my steering wheel so the cop can see my hands when he approaches that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask me for my license and registrations, and I usually drive something with the center console, I say, yes, sir. I said, do you mind if I go on my center console? So he knows I want to open something up to reach my hands inside, and he knows what I'm doing. My question for you is, there's a protocol involved there, and how do people treat you once you pull them over? Are they indignant? Are they wondering why they got pulled over? They got an attitude? What's the atmosphere like?
Well, normally when I pull them over, I'm pretty lenient. Normally when I pull them over, they know what they were doing. And, you got to be going about 10, 15 miles over speed limit for me to pull you over. And out there, they treat you with respect most of the time because you're on private property. We have 10,000 acres out there. So if you don't treat me with respect, then I'll just kick you off the property. You got people out there camping for the weekends or a month at a time or whatever. So I'll talk to them real nice. If they don't like the rules, you can back up your camper and get on out of here. So that's where it goes.
Okay, so you get this guy, he's got his family in the truck, he's a little bit of an asshole, and all of a sudden starts giving you a little bit of lip. So what's going to make him turn the camper around and get out off the property?
Well, I've kicked a few out since I've been there, but that's the last resort, and he basically has no choice. He can either take his camper out or he can go to jail. That's his only choices. So.
Now, were you arresting yourself physically, or were you calling the police?
We have
calling for backup.
We have 3 full-time law enforcement with us, so we call them in, or we just call the local sheriff's deputy, and they have no problem holding them out for us. So.
Now, man, a long time ago, for my summer job, I used to work at one of the marinas. Hell, I built one of the marinas. Me and Gary Van Zandt worked together on a summer job. If that thing is still together, it'd be really surprising to me. You work on the other side of that, or you work at that same facility?
I work every bit of it. So I'm there at the marina. Actually, the marina building is still there, but the marina's gone. We tore it out probably 2 months ago. That last tropical storm finally did the final damage to it. So,
hey man, what did Lake Texana get full by any of the rain that happened over here? Because man, over in Lake Bridgeport, man, they got a bunch of rain that filled that thing way up. I don't know how Lake Amistad did over there by Del Rio, but what did Lake Texana do? Did it come up?
Yeah, Lake Texana is 100% full. We're actually letting water out right now, but we are 100% full compared to the drought when we got down to 31 feet. And we had every single boat ramp closed. It was rough.
How long did it take for that 31 feet to come back up to now full?
Well, this was a different system here, but it didn't take long at all. Once it started raining, it probably took 2 or 3 heavy rains to go from 31 feet back to full capacity.
Hey man, you were here when the rains hit not too long ago, and I was in California, and then Texas has been in a drought for so damn long. But man, it was a real shocker. I got the damn news, and all those flash floods were coming, and then the Blanco River came up, and a lot of people in Wimberley, right outside Austin, where we were born, and they just got wiped out because it was so hot and heavy. And I ain't never seen any kind of rain like that.
Yeah.
But y'all got a good dose out here,
Yeah.
right?
Matter of fact, Jeff had flown in from Phoenix.
right.
He was trying to get to my house. He couldn't make it because Highway 59 was shut down.
Yeah.
The water was over the road, Mustang Creek, I believe.
Yeah,
so for you to shut,
that's it for 3 days.
yeah, for you to shut down Highway 59, you know you got some major rain.
And then, but you had a friend or somebody come through that knew a route, and so they called Jeff. You got half your money back on that hotel room.
Yeah.
And you followed that route that that guy sent you, right? You made it home.
Trucker friend who kind of knew the back roads and sent me on some back roads. There wasn't a single car on those roads. So,
You've been sitting guys in the hotel for a couple of days.
Yeah. Or maybe at least one night.
Yeah.
But after all the beer we drank that night, I wish you'd have stayed at that hotel.
That was the main reason I was trying to get back. Me and Kevin wanted to party together, you know?
So tell me about the bullpen here. You've been collecting, and I always tell people this. Mom got me collecting Coca-Cola stuff, and then I segued on to gas and all and beer stuff. And I had a couple pieces I gave you floating around here, and pieces that you collected yourself. What are you looking for now? If you see something, I got that Sam Lone Star revolver gun that Mom gave me one of those.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are you always looking? Do you ever go out and look anymore, or you just happen upon something?
Yeah,
you got probably 30 years of collecting it.
Right, I'm basically out of room, so I have to really like something to get it because I'm going to have to take something off the wall to put it up. And my daughter's always sending me pictures. Hey, do you like this? I said, no, I don't like that. But I'm basically tapped out. I don't have any place to put anything else. But I started originally collecting Lone Star beer items.
Yeah.
And then you gave me some Pearl and some other stuff. A Falstaff neon light right there.
Yeah.
And so I started branching out and buying different neon lights. And my wife's got those 3 slot machines over in the corner.
And where do you get the slot machines at?
Her brother got them, Beaumont, Houston, or whatever, and he got tired of them, so he gave them to us. And they all worked till I guess the heat and humidity finally got to 2 of them, but one still works.
Hey, where'd you get the boot on the wall with the Lone Star thing on the front of it?
That came from Uncle Jerry.
That's what I thought.
Yep, Uncle used to work for Willie Nelson, and after he passed away, I got one boot. I don't know who got the other boot. That's custom-made Lone Star boots that he used to wear.
But our uncle used to be a roadie for Willie Nelson way back in the day, and I'm going back, man. I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
When Uncle Jerry passed, and so, but he was a roadie with Willie Nelson. Yeah, real deal. And I talked to someone, the Los Lonely Boys. I told him, I said, hey, man, my Uncle Jerry used to work for Willie. They knew Willie, but it had been so many years, Willie didn't remember. And but I smoked a few in his day, so
I've always been curious if he would remember.
I think he kind of passed him by.
Yeah.
I got a picture in here somewhere of Willie and Uncle Jerry shooting pool together.
I thought that was this day.
And they got a bottle of whiskey on the table.
That was back when Willie had that short beard.
I see it right back there.
Okay. Yeah, matter of fact, that hat that he's wearing in that picture right there, I got it hanging right there. They gave me that underneath that.
And that's another thing. You brought that up because Uncle Jerry used to work at
Texas Hatters.
Texas Hatters in Austin, Texas. And who was the Mad Hatter?
Manny.
Yeah. If anybody out there in Austin, Texas has been by the Mad Hatters, the Texas Hatters, old Manny made that hat. And I'm sure maybe some of his kind of folks.
But I think Texas, they've now moved to Lockhart, as far as I know.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the other day when I went to Austin to pick Tanya up, I saw that Texas Hatters building. Man, I was like, holy shit. And it brought back the, because I knew Jerry used to work there.
Yeah.
So they moved to Lockhart.
Yeah, I guess it's Lockhart.
If y'all pass through Lockhart and Luland, we used to always go to either City Market Barbecue or Black's Barbecue, remember?
Yep.
And they used to always, when you go get your brisket, they put it on wax paper.
Yep.
A piece of wax paper, and you carry it back to your table. Dude, you talk about some of the best barbecue. That's good stuff.
Didn't you eat there the other day? Or did you?
Nah, we ate at Luling Barbecue.
Okay.
But we ate at Black's a few years ago when we went to Austin.
What was the name of the barbecue place in Luling?
Just Luling Barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was real good. It looked like a pretty new building. I don't know if it's, Dad says it's been around a while, but it was real good.
So Jeff, how long you gonna stay in town for? You just gonna kind of play it by ear and see what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll play it by ear and see what's going on with the situation here, And
so what's your work schedule, Kevin, when you got to go back to work? Because I'm fixing to head on back to the Broken Skull Ranch, and then I'm probably going to come back for one more day of visiting, and then we got to get on back to Los Angeles, and I got to get back to work on the Broken Skull Challenge, which is going pretty good. Well, you back to work tomorrow?
Yeah, this is my easy week. I only work 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday. So Next week I can work just about every single day. This week I only have to work Wednesday and
Well,
Thursday.
12-hour shifts every time I call you at work.
Yeah. Well, I volunteer for a lot of overtime. So I sell it back for comp time. And next week I'm covering for somebody on vacation. So
now, when's your next excursion to Vegas? Because every time you and Mary go to Vegas, you say, "Hey, man, we're gonna be in Vegas. You guys can join us." I'm just not much of a Vegas guy. And I always got something going on. When's y'all's next trip?
well, I booked a trip to Cancun coming up, so I want to go there for my 50th birthday, and I've never been there before. So
You old son of a bitch.
but after this remodel job, I may be canceling that trip, though.
Come on, you know I'm giving you the brother discount.
Yeah, I got to pay.
Yeah, higher than a giraffe. Higher than a giraffe. I got to leave it at that.
Yeah, higher than a dress head.
See, y'all got some kind of deal worked out here. I won't get to the financial arrangement. So,
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it either.
Yeah. I'm not paying him much, but I'm paying everybody else a whole lot.
Them materials are eating you up.
Yeah, we got a poor little nephew Neil out there. I come in here to cut this podcast, and Kevin said, "Neil, you stay to work."
Yeah.
You're on the clock. About before I wrap this thing up. So, how long you gonna be at Cancun?
Well, just a quick trip because it's just three nights.
That's all you need, dude.
Yeah, just like Vegas. Always 3 nights is good enough for me.
Yeah, man, I haven't been to Cancun yet, but man, I've been to La Paz and Manzanilla, and then there's another place outside of somewhere in Wilmington, Redneck Island. Man, I love it over there. It's absolutely beautiful. Kristen went to Cancun last year with her niece, and she thought it was spectacular. So y'all have a good time. Y'all will do one of them resort gimmicks or what?
Oh yeah, all inclusive. But the main reason I booked it, I love Vegas, and I go there. I win every single time. But my wife loses so much money. I figure if I go to Cancun, I can save some money. There's no gambling in Cancun. True story.
The trip costs a little bit more, but you're going to save on the losings.
Yeah.
Well, all you got to do is you got to get a lucky rabbit's foot or what's a 3-leaf clover. You got to give her something for some good luck so she can turn the losing streak around.
Well, she hasn't won in I don't know 15 years. But when she did win, we were flat broke. We took $185 each. That's all we had to our names. She went and put $10 in the machine and walked out with over $4,000. So, to me, that was a lot of money back in the day. We were sleeping late eating steak for a couple of weeks. I think I called in sick to work a couple of times.
But Vegas has changed, man.
Yeah, it's not as fun as it used to be because all the old-timey places are gone now. But I'm going to stay at the Venetian next time. I never stayed there, and I know that you enjoyed your time there. So that's where we're planning on going to after this Cancun.
They got those Venetian blinds on the window.
Yeah, right there. It gets hot out there.
They don't even charge you for it either. Because that's the gimmick hotel. But yeah, you dig a Venetian. I always stay there because the SHOT Show's connected right to that building. So that's why I stay there. Except I always used to drive my pickup truck to the SHOT Show. Mm-hmm. And then my pickup truck was at the ranch. And I was going to drive my Ford Bronco. And Kristen said, "You ain't going to drive that Ford Bronco to Vegas." And I said, "Why not?" She said, because she thought it was going to break down or something like that. It's a 95 Ford Bronco with 45,000 miles. Like, damn, they like brand new.
Yeah.
She goes, "I'd feel better if you drove my car." Well, she drove a BMW X5, which is a nice ride, which is why I got it for her, because I didn't want to break it down, on the side of the road. So she got a quality automobile. I show up in a BMW X5 because I've been going for years to the SHOT Show. And sure enough, I go to Venetian, I open the door, and said, "Man, why did you show up in this for? You're supposed to be in a pickup truck." I said, "I know. I had to get my whole story. My truck is at the ranch. I was going to drive my Ford Bronco, but my wife wouldn't let me. That's why I'm doing this. I had to make up a story while I was driving the BMW X5. What kind of bull is that?" Hey, you got a couple of cuss words here on the Family Friendly Show. I hate to do that, but sometimes it is what it is, and the can of audio we'll pass sometimes can contain a few 4-letter words. And we didn't say anything like, I could go through the George Carlin vocabulary of things that you cannot say on TV, and this is a podcast. But I figured I'm owning up to it. When I do the open of this show, I'll let you know that there's a couple of 4-letter words in here. I don't think it was too damn offensive. If it was, then I humbly apologize. And right now, I'm about to go by the barbecue. Oh, there's one thing I got to talk about before we close this podcast down. I was riding through town. I ain't been to Edna in a long time. There's a donut palace. There's the Edna donut shop, and there's another donut shop. There's 3 donut shops. The population sign says 5,499 people, and there's 3 donut shops. Hey, I'm trying to record a podcast out here. Someone got some squeaky brakes. It's a trash man.
18-wheeler.
Hey, 3 donut shops in a town of 5,000 people.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, the thing about that is the people that were working for the original donut shop They leased a building from the other owners. Well, then they had a falling out. So they decided to build their own on this side of town. So the other people decided to build one right next to them. So one's eventually going to go out of business. So it's just bad blood between the donut people. So
there's donut wars down here in Edna, Texas.
And plus, there's a lot of cops in this town.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that movie, My Cousin. That's the loudest damn garbage truck I ever heard. Don't worry about it, Kevin. It's damn pipe.
What are you going to do, man?
So I was just make sure it was garbage truck.
I need him to shut up. Go get somebody else's trash.
See if they can haul his wood off over here.
It reminded me of that scene from My Cousin Vinny when him and Marisa Tomei go down to the restaurant and it says breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. And it was like, I think it was bacon and eggs and just something real greasy. Yeah. I mean, he goes, and he says in that Joe Pesci accent, you are aware of the ongoing cholesterol problem in this nation. Yeah. I mean, so surely, first of all, don't call me Shirley. I ain't calling none of y'all Shirley. Surely these people in Edna must know that that's just a bunch of fried ass dough and hot oil. And I love a glazed donut. If I roll up on either one of these donut shops and I got eeny, meeny, miny, or mo, I'm going to pick one of them. I might go back with a dozen glazed. I might carb up tonight. But the donuts ain't the most user-friendly food that you can put inside your body. As good as they taste, they ain't good for you.
Yeah.
Jeff, you don't strike me as a donut person, are you?
No. Well, every now and then I eat one of them powdered sugar donuts like we used. Yeah, I'll buy some of them, man. A little milk.
Back in the day, man, somebody get one of them powdered donuts, and they'd knock the powder off. I'd snort them up like a damn cocaine. Kevin, how many do you frequent the donut shops?
Maybe about twice a year. So if they're counting on me for money, they're going out of business.
But I tell you, man, there's a donut war here.
Yeah, there is.
Here in Edna, Texas. And man, it's like a Crips and the Bloods over here.
I wish Marvin Zinn was still around. Get to the bottom of it.
Witness News. That's a local news guy that used to be an icon in the Houston area. Mm-hmm. But Kevin, they got a Walmart here. They got 3 donut shops. And what else was? Man, Gary's Drive-In closed down.
Oh yeah, both of them. They one on each end of town. Both of them shut down.
Man, we used to be that one right there on the main drag. Gary's Drive-In to those people over in China and Russia and Bulgaria and all those other places that listen to this show, and the United States. There used to be a little drive-in store called Gary's Drive-In, which was an institution. We'd go get our gas there, and we'd go get our, if you needed something from the supermarket and didn't want to go to the Stanley's or the H-E-B, you went to Gary's Drive-In. I rolled in today and found out it was closed down. And that field right across from Gary's Drive-In, that's when I fell off my horse. The saddle fell upside down and was chasing around about that 5-acre patch there. I was cussing that son of a gun. Finally, I caught him, and I never had a hard time getting that son of a bitch up after that. But when Gary's Drive-In, I found out it was closed, I damn near started crying. Yep. What the hell happened?
He retired. He retired.
Well, he retired,
but he didn't want to sell it to nobody, I guess.
No.
People bought it.
He sold it. They ran it down.
I heard it got to. Well,
that's right.
Mom told me she went shopping there, and it wasn't a pleasant experience, and so I guess that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a lawsuit on the podcast. That's what would happen.
Right.
Yeah. But man, when you're used to a little bitty town like this, all of a sudden the little store that's kind of a big part of your childhood closes up. It was something. I remember way back in the day, and you remember this too, Kevin, and you maybe Jeff. But I remember back in when I was driving either a 71 Firebird Formula or a 73 Camaro or my 70 GMC pickup truck, you pull up and you could go to the cashier and say, I want $5 of gas. And $5 of gas, damn near give you about 6-8 gallons.
Oh, no more. You gave you half a tank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even when I was driving.
I mean, that was a legitimate deal, was to go to the store, put $5 of gas in. These days... Oh, you might get a gallon and a frog hair for that $5. Yeah. So you can't do that no more. I mean, it ain't gonna get you but 10 miles down the road if you're driving a '95 Ford Bronco.
Yeah, when we was real young, I said, Jeff, you want to go for a ride? I had that Chevy Nova. I said, let's go for a ride. But I got to swing by Gary's to get some gas. Well, I gave him about 500 pennies in a Ziploc bag. I made Jeff take it in while I pumped.
Those are criminals riding that Nova.
One, two.
This is the Unleashed podcast. They catch her. He's got a line of about 30 people. Hey, times are hard. We ain't got no credit card up in this mug. We got pennies. Hey, it's an honor system. I'm telling you right now, there's 500 of them in there. Yeah. You can trust me, or you want to count them.
If you want to count them, go ahead. I'm getting the hell out of here.
guess we're having that nice day. You can take the windows, you can take the stairs.
I'll give you my number for discrepancy. Give me a call.
You owe us 20 cents. There was 480 pennies in that bag. All right, this is Steve Austin. I got to sign off here. Well, I mean, it's the Williams Brothers podcast right here. I'm talking with Kevin. I'm talking with Jeff. But I got to go get in my car, my rented Suburban, and I got to get in my vehicle and head back down there towards Tilden, Texas, Broken Skull Ranch. Got to get a workout. Got to ship in this show to Stacy and do my open and close. But this is my conversation for the day. I'm hitting you hard and heavy on Unleash. It's going to be explicit, off the real stuff. You got a little salt and pepper today. I'll catch you down the road. Thanks to my brothers for chipping on the podcast. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem, dude.
I know you guys haven't done your work, so I'll let you guys get back to it.
All right.
This has been a Podcast One production. Download new episodes of The Steve Austin Show every Tuesday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.
Hold on to your jingle bells. Pluto TV has all your holiday favorites for free. Enjoy Christmas classics like Scrooge with Bill Murray or Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Plus, dive into festive channels like holiday movie favorites by Lifetime or Hallmark movies and more. Download the Pluto TV app on all your favorite devices and start streaming holiday favorites on live channels and on demand. With thousands of free movies and TV shows, Pluto TV is your home for the holidays. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian Loans, the lead broadcaster for the NHRA, and now the host of the Hot Rod Pod, Where It All Began by Motor Trend. This will be a new series that'll knock your socks off. We're going to talk to the biggest engine builders, drag racers, competitors, hot rod builders, and more, the movers and shakers of the high-performance aftermarket, both legends past, present, and future, and I'll be joined by a great rotating cast of co-hosts. Whether it's John McGann, the editor of Hot Rod Magazine, whether it's David Freiberger of Roadkill, or a bunch of stars that you know and love from the automotive media, this is a new series that is going to take our show and our brand to the next level. I'm Brian Loans with the Hot Rod Pod, Where It All Began. Make sure you download the Hot Rod Pod wherever you get your podcasts.